afternoon, Denise Pye, Female Yoga and Fitness. This video is around 35 minutes long and it just hits the areas of the core, the hips, the glutes and the hamstrings, and some of the work we do just opens each side of the hip unilaterally. So to start off with, if you can hear something in the background, that's just the heating as it's quite cold. We're just going to sit on our block just so that we can extend the spine nice and long. We don't have to slump. And that's it. Just take a minute to extend the spine, nice and lengthened. Hips where they are now, and just relax. Take a big deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Pushing the breath down. And so, if you just get the feet forward, soles of the feet on the floor for now, hands behind, and we're just going to place our fingers moving outwards and our wrists towards our bottom. Just tilt the bottom on the block and lift the legs. And just hold on the abdomen right into the hip flexors. And release. Stay in the same position. And lift again. And next time, just extend the legs out, moving the back further backwards, and then just pushing in. And then again, leaning back, extending, and then bringing in. Doing that with the breaths. So breathe out and breathe in. Breathe out, breathe in. One more time, out and in, and release. Make sure you're nice, seated on top. If you found that a little bit difficult, then maybe just raise your knees instead of just moving them in and out. For the next position, we're just going to work on opening the hips. We're going to take the right leg out diagonally, toe up. The left leg, foot about 20 degrees to the left. Left elbow pushing inwards, so that it's pushing the left knee outwards with the elbow inside. And the right hand behind, and just palm up and just open that hip. Just allow the hip, just the unilateral work. And then we're just going to change that. So the left leg out diagonal, right foot 20 degrees with right elbow pushing the inside. Just noticing that hip just moving out slightly. And release. Just remove your block for now, we will be using them later. And just wide feet. Okay? So what we're going to do is just take a breath in. And then just hip hinge forward to wherever you can touch, dropping the head nicely. Just feeling the stretch on the inside of the thigh. And coming back up. Place your right leg right in the pelvis bone. Okay? And we are just going to place the left hand on the floor and we're going to do a side stretch, not towards the toes, a side stretch. So we breathe in and the right palm comes up. We stretch over. Breathing out as we release there. And then we're going to windmill over, so we're going to allow this hand to go all the way back on the next breath. Place on the floor, lift the left palm up, and lift the glutes as well. And follow that arm all the way with the hip. Lift, and you can use your arm to create a larger stretch on the hip area. And release. One more time. Inhale, stretch over. Exhale back, lift, on the inhale, and hold, and release. And then we're just changing the leg. So the left leg will just come into the hip area, and we're just going to have the right hand on the floor, left arm up, palm up, inhale, and just do a nice side stretch. And just remain there, just breathing normally. Just a little bit slower, the first one. Windmill back over, place the left hand on the floor, lift the right hand and push all the way back with the hip lift. Using that to decide where you're going to be, how much stretch you're going to have on the hip. And back down. And again, inhale, cross. And then back, lift. And bring it back to where we are. Lovely. Now we've just worked on this side of the hips, ready for the work we're going to do. We're just going to look at the core section. I'm going to keep these blocks somewhere nearby, okay? And first of all, we're just going to look at doing the cat-cat. So just place the hands on the floor, shoulders over chest, and let's breathe in. Hold the spine, breathe out. Pull the abdomen in, roll the shoulders over. On again. And then out. One more time, in. And then out. And then remain where you are. Take your right hand out. Take your left leg and extend that with the toe down. Make sure your hips are nice and aligned. And hold. Tap the toe on the floor. Bring it up. Tap the toe on the floor. Bring it up, just looking down at your mat. Keeping the balance. Tap the toe on the floor. Bring it up. And again. Just engaging that core. Making sure your head's nice and loose. And then we're just going to bring the knee and the elbow in, but parallel, not joining. So breathe in first. And breathe out, bring them in. And again, push them back out. And bring them in on the breath out. And again. Make sure that toe drops down when you go out. And again. And back out, release. Place your hands on the block, keeping your knees where they are. And we're just going to stretch the top of the shoulders. So breathe out first. And then breathe in first, and when you breathe out, just sit back slightly, knees further apart, stretch the top of the shoulders. And again, breathe in, rock over, and then out. Ooh, that was my knee. And again. Okay, place your hands on the floor. Take the left hand out, the right leg, toe down, hip nice and aligned, head down. Tap the right toe, and back up. Use it through the breaths, and again, back up. Go. And then back up. And hold. We're just going to bring the knee and the elbow in parallel again, not joining. So breathe in first, and exhale when you bring them under. Let's go. Then back out. Drop the toe. Back out. And back out. Lovely. Place your hands on the blocks. Inhale. Exhale. Just push back into child's pose, stretching the top. And again, mobilising the shoulders. Inhale. And exhale. One more. And release. Okay, so we've just mobilised some of the hips on each side. Okay, we've worked on the static hip, keeping them aligned, and now we're going to work on both the hips and open them before we start going into a bit more of a flow. Okay? So all I'm going to ask you to do is stand at the back of your mat. Okay? And we're just going to work with a standing forward fold, and we're just going to work with a lizard. Okay? So, sorry, let's move to the front of the mat. I do apologise. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. We're not using the bricks at the moment. Bend your knees, walk back. And lower all the way to the floor. And let's inhale a cobra so we can mobilise the back. Okay, put your toes into the floor, lift up into a downward dog, and let's just allow the chest to move towards the knees and start walking that through. So all we're trying to do now is just mobilise all the back of the hips, the Achilles, calves, hamstrings. We're going to bring it back in to bring ourselves to the back of the mat. Inhale up. And then back to prayer. Okay. Okay, so all I'm going to ask you to do now is take a breath in and sit in child's pose at the back. And hold. Then forward fold. And then back in child's pose. And forward fold. Just to walk yourself out to get yourself into a downward dog, but then just arrange the feet so you're in a wide downward dog. We're going to work through what we call a lizard. So we're going to lift our right leg and place it next to our right hand, like so, if you can. Lovely. Now what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can look underneath our foot to our sole. To do that, we just need to roll our foot on its side, opening that hip joint, and then looking underneath and hold. So you can really feel it in the inside of your thigh and your groin. You've got a nice diagonal line underneath. And then bring it back to the middle of soles of feet. Take your right arm, inhale, just extend the arm, looking up, stretching all the outside of the hip. And bringing your hand back in. Now take that foot back if you can, and then just make both your feet like a 10 to 2. Because walking your hands in, allowing your elbows to just engage with the knees. Drop your low prayer, making sure your feet are out to the side. Inhale and dropping through a malasana with a hip tilt. And if you struggle, just go halfway, or you can use a wall or blocks and just bring it through. Keeping the soles of the feet on the floor. And inhale, come up. And exhale, prayer to heart. Okay, the other side, back to the chair, inhale up. Exhale, sit in the chair, pushing back through the glutes. Hands actually can be here on the hips if you struggle with that. Exhale, forward fold. Dropping the head, crown of the head towards the floor. Inhale, chair. Exhale, forward fold. Again, bend your knees, walk out, crawling out. Widen the feet for the lizard. Dropping the head, take the left leg, foot and place it next to the left hand. Now some of you may not be able to stick it right there, it may be a little further back. Just adjust yourself. You can. And then roll the sole of the feet, okay? So move your feet, rotate it onto the left side so you can see underneath your feet, opening those hips. So a unilateral opening each hip, and then a malasana at the end for the bilateral work. Bring that sole of the foot back down, take an inhale, set the left hand up. Just breathe normally here, don't hold your breath. And then bring it back in. Walk your leg to the back, again 10 to 2 feet, just doing exactly the same, bending your knees, engaging elbows with knees, dropping the prayer, and tilting through to malasana. And release, inhale. Okay, so we've just finished that little bit area now. We're going to start working again on each hip unilaterally before we work into some of the high and low lunges. Alright, so the way we will kind of do that is I want you to stand and get some balance, okay? So I'm going to show you from one side, then I'm going to show you from the front. So, basically keep the left leg nice and grounded, and just take the right leg up like that, and just relax it. The way you know it's nice and relaxed is you can just move and rotate your ankles. Okay, so you just relax it. And the next bit, I just want you to then rotate the knee out. It doesn't have to go completely flush, just so you're opening that hip hinge area and just keeping the balance, proprioception in the left foot. Anytime you need to put your toe down like this, please do so. And the next thing, I want you to just push the leg back, all the way back into like a warrior three, with your hands behind. Okay, so I just lost that then. Hands behind. Okay, and it's like you're flying, okay? Knees will be straight once you've got the balance. Toes down, just for now to engage. And release. Okay? From the front, we're going to do the other side. Keeping the right leg nice and balanced and grounded. Take the left leg up and just relax. We're just getting our ankles used to the balance. Again, just test to see how relaxed you actually are. That's it. And then just rotate the leg out to the left. Again, nice and balanced. Use the toe to go down anytime you're going to struggle. And then push back, hands back, and toe down for now, just to engage. And then when you feel you're ready, you can then just straighten your leg and stay in that position. Happy back good. Balance is different on a different day. And release. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to work it where we just do continuous movement. It's like a frog or a swim on the outside of the hip. But you're pointing the toe, coming back and bringing it up. So it'll look like this kind of movement. Okay. So again, anytime you're over balance, no problem. Just bring it back down. Everyone's different with balance. Different days, different sides. Okay, again, left leg grounded. Bring your right leg up. 1, 2. Take it to the side. 1, 2. Push it to the back. 1, 2. Bring it to the front. 1, 2. Then to the side. 1, 2. Push it to the back. 1, 2. Bring it to the front. 1, 2. Take it to the side. 1, 2. And push it to the back. 1, 2. Let's see if you can do another one. Don't know if any of you managed to just keep the balance without dropping the toe. Good, if you have, well done. Don't worry if you haven't. Just need to make sure that the toe goes down so you don't fall over. And relax. Okay, and the next one again is the right leg. Are you ready? Right leg grounded, left leg up. Bring your left knee up. 1, 2, to the side. 1, 2, to the back. 1, 2, to the front. 1, 2, to the side. 1, 2, to the back. 1, 2. Again, to the front. 1, 2, to the side. 1, 2, to the back. Last one, here we go. Really mobilising those hips so we can work with them shortly. Back to the side and to the back. And bring yourself in. Well done. Take a minute if you need to just get a quick drink, and then we're going to start working through some lunges using the blocks. Okay, just put my notes there, trying to remember which class I recorded. I want you to stand in between the blocks. Take a breath in, inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Drop your head. Allow the blood to rush to your head. Soft knees if you need to. Just relax. Okay, bend your knees, walk back into a plank. Okay, now we're going to lower all the way down between the blocks. Inhale, up cobra. If you struggle with that, just do partial. And then put your toes into the floor, lift straight up into downward dog. And arrange yourself. So you're on the blocks, which allow us to bring our feet through, and so that we can use them a short while later in relation to some of the half splits and hamstring curls. So on your toes, take your right foot up in the air for a three-legged dog and hold. Then just open your hip by pushing your flat foot across the body. Make sure you've got balance so you're not pushing your blocks away. Bring that back through, in between the blocks. Lovely. And you're now in a high lunge. Now just stay, don't lift yourself up yet. Alright? And then all we're going to do is just keep the left hand on the block and take the right hand up. Inhale, follow it all the way up. That's it, stretch the outside of the glutes and the hip. And bring yourself back down. And then all you do is lift yourself up all the way to a full lunge and just balance on the balls of your feet, the back toe. Pull your abdominals in, just hold it. Sit. Okay, bring your hands down and drop that back knee now down to the floor, the forefoot on the floor. And we're just going to go into a low lunge. So, inhale up, exhale, push forward, and just gently push that hip forward. And then I want you to place your hands behind your back, clasp your hands, push them all the way down to the bottom, opening the shoulders, just giving that more hip range. Just looking in front of you, not too high. Place your hands back on the block, and then take your right hand up. This time, inhale up, and you start to feel the stretch on the inside of the hip and the groin. Hold. And then release that back down. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to start working on doing a hamstring curl. So we'll use blocks, bring them up. You can see my feet. So all I want you to do is extend the toe up, flat foot, and then you're just doing a hamstring curl. So this is level one. Your nose moves towards your knee and you're stretching out the back hamstring. If you want to go a little bit further, you can sit a bit lower, using these blocks into what we call a half split and hold. It's great to have these blocks because you can just pull yourself back up when you're ready. Just hold there for a few seconds. And then place the sole of your foot on the floor. Okay? And then all I want you to do now is then just place both hands, okay? Right and left on the inside of the right instep and lower. So that your knee and your shoulders are quite near to each other and touching. You just start to feel the stretch underneath. Just breathe nicely. Anytime you get any pain, just lift up. A little bit of discomfort just sometimes happens while you're just getting into the stretch. And then place both hands on the blocks. We are now going to lift up back into a high lunge. So ready, toe on the floor, lift up, and come into a high lunge. Again as before. So we really are working this area of the hip and glutes. Place your hands to prayer on the next breath. Okay, twist to the right. and then come back into the middle. Okay, and then now what we're going to do is we're going to go into a pigeon pose. So I'm just going to move myself around to this pigeon pose, just so you can see what we're doing. So then drop your right foot underneath and take your left foot out. And then make sure your hips are nice and aligned. And you're now in your pigeon pose. Okay. Okay, so that's where your leg is. And then if you want to, bring your block round the side and just drop in, put your head on the block. Or if you can go further and lie on the floor, you can do. Just allow yourself to ease in. Now the pigeon pose is not something we stay in for short periods of time. We just need to allow our muscles just to relax into it, and it just takes a bit of time, just because of the position that we're in, so just do that. Mild discomfort is a usual feeling, pain isn't, so come out and come up if you're feeling it. So this is one angle. When I do the other side, I'll do another angle. And then just place your hands on the floor. Okay, so if you see this angle, I want you to drop your bottom to the floor. This back leg, kick in to the side like that. Okay, and place your right hand on the floor. I'd like now, just like we did at the beginning, your palms come up, inhale up, and we have a deep stretch across the top of the left hip and right into the right groin. As the hip moves in a different way as it's used to. Bring it back down. And again, inhale. And just breathe normally, stretching that hip. And bring it back down. Okay, just move yourself back over into the high lunge. And then just walk your feet together, stretching out. And walk yourself to the top of the mat. Inhale up. Exhale over. Okay, so I'm just going to do it side on the other side, so you can see both movements, okay, both different angles. So walk forward, take an inhale up, and an exhale forward. We're doing the opposite side now. Get used to this vinyasa sequence. Do it any time. Just pick bits out that suit you. Okay then, walk back to a plank and lower in between the blocks. Take an inhale up cobra. Again, just go with wherever your back goes. And then just put your toes into the ground, lift up, pulling through the torso, onto the tips of the toes, drop the head. Just push back to stretch that first and then come back on the tips of the toes. Take the left leg up, three-legged dog in the air, and hold. Making sure you've got enough pressure on the block so you're not moving like this, just nice and relaxed. And then just open the hip by pushing the flat of the foot across the back and open the hip. And then just bring the knee through, bring the leg through between the blocks to a high lunge. Don't come up yet, just keep your head low and take your left hand up, inhale up, follow it all the way up. Your gaze, nice stretch of the outside glutes, and just breathe in. And then bring it back down. Now we're going to lift up, so just balance the back of your foot on the balls of your feet, and come up, inhale up. Exhale, hands all the way up to the top. Just making sure that hip's nice and balanced, slight bending on the tops, the balls of your feet. And just hold. Engaging your abdomen, that really keeps your balance. And then lower all the way to the floor, and hands to the blocks again. Knee down on the floor. Forefoot on the floor, take an inhale up. Low lunge, exhale, just gently push forward to stretch those hips. And then place your hands behind your back. Clasp the hands, push them all the way down, push your bottom if you can. Open your shoulders, just breathing evenly, looking forward. Okay, bring your hands back to your block. And again, take your left hand up, inhale up. So we're now in a low lunge and we're stretching the inside of our thigh. The same movement we did at the high. And just looking up nice and evenly. And then release. Bring your hands in. So all we're going to do now is we're just going to extend, okay, the leg, the foot up, using the blocks at the side, as you can see, knee towards nose. If you want to extend a bit further, to go into this half splits, you can do, and again, still pushing the knee towards the nose. And just breathing evenly. Allowing just to sink further down, or just stretching off that hamstring. And then put the soles back on the feet. Hip blocks where you need to. Take both hands, place them on the inside of the left foot, and ensuring the knees and the shoulders, okay, nearly connected. It's called the humble warrior, and it's really working on the inside of the left hip. Hold. Okay, bring the hands back to the blocks and start lifting up into a high lunge. Okay, straight up, inhale up, just as we did before. A little bit more pressure as you work the inside of the hip, the groin, the thigh, at the outside. Bring your prayer down to your chest, twist to the left. Hold. And bring your hands all the way down. And now this left leg now, just tuck it under for the pigeon pose and push the right leg back. Okay, this is the pigeon pose, show a different angle. And everybody's hips different, so don't want you moving to the side, want to keep your hips nice and aligned. And then either use a block to allow your body to move down the forehead on the block, or you can actually just put everything on the floor depending on how open your hips are. Just relax into it, take some time. Pigeon pose isn't easy for everybody, so just allow your muscles to just chill out, stretch in their own time, just not pushing, just allowing the relaxation of them just to move into a stretch. And then bring your hands back up. Now we're going to drop that bottom on the floor and then just take that, bend the knee, take that left slightly back. This is your mermaid. Right hand out, inhale up, lift in your hips and pushing that hand all the way back. So you get stretched all the way to the top here and inside the left groin. And release. Again, breathe. And release. And this time just tuck your feet under and just allow them to sit into child pose. No stretching, just relaxing. While your arms to relax. And then when you're ready, just come back into seated position. Take an inhale up, breathe in, and an exhale, push the breath down all the way through the torso. So, hands in prayer, rest. So well done. That was 35 minutes, so I did well. Just work on our hips area, the pelvis, etc. Just a little bit of coring. If you wanted to add some salutation at the beginning to warm up, you could add whatever you wanted. So I hope you enjoyed it. Look out for the next work that we're going to do with the belts, and I'll put that on as soon as I can. Enjoy your practice. Thank you.